Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. This video will be a review slash my thoughts, as always, on a horror movie that I just recently watched. It was a Japanese horror film, and it was called Suicide Club by Sion Sono. So the movie is pretty good. I was actually recommended the movie by my professor, my writing professor. I've been talking to him about movies and other stuff like that, and I even recommended him a book that I like called All Tomorrows. I'm sure you guys know what that is. If not, it's a good book, and I do recommend you reading it. It also has illustrations in it, so if you don't like reading books without illustrations, it has some of that in there too, so it's really good. But the movie is gory, and it's very it's kind of sickening at the same time. A lot of those old Japanese horror movies don't really have a cap at where they do stuff at, so it's very unhinged a lot of the times, and I think it was a great movie. Very confusing at the time. Certain parts are very confusing, but I think in general it's a well-made movie. It's not scary. I think there was one scene where I was like kind of scared, and it was where like I said, this is a review and thoughts, so I'm not going to explain the movie to you, but there was a scene where there's like a night guard, and he turned around, and then two ghost women popped up that were his coworkers but killed themselves. Hence the name Suicide Club. So the movie, I'll tell you like the general basis of the movie. So the movie is about, obviously, judging by the name, there's going to be a lot of suicide in the movie, and there is. So basically, there's a new band called Desert, and it's these like 4 teenage girls, and basically they through their music they implement messages basically telling their followers to kill themselves, and with that they this whole phenomenon happens, and people listen to their music and end their lives. And the first scene, literally like one of the first scenes of the movie, 50 schoolgirls lined up on a train track, held hands and jumped in front of the train, and the train just ran through all 50 of them. That was crazy. But yeah, so basically it's just a band telling people, subliminally telling them to kill themselves, and I thought it was pretty crazy. So yeah, I think the movie, I'm gonna cut this right here. So all in all, I think the movie is pretty good. If you're not really a fan of like gore and stuff like that, I wouldn't say it's for you at all. I can deal with it to a certain extent. I think there was one scene where this guy was basically just stepping on animals and killing them by like stomping on them, but you can't see the animals, thankfully, and they're wrapped in like bed sheets. But I think that scene was a little like alright, I'm not pay attention, but yeah, like I'm not really gonna pay attention to this part. I think it was pretty crazy, but most of the movie isn't crazy fucked up. I thought it was, yeah, I mean, like I said, you're not gonna go into this movie thinking it's gonna be fucking a happy sunshine movie, or just like a regular horror movie. I mean, it's called Suicide Club, so if you don't expect anything, then you're kind of like it's kind of like on you. So I think it reminds me a lot of the movie The Pulse, which is one of my favorite Japanese horror films and horror films in general. I think The Pulse is very good, which is another movie I recommend. I wouldn't say I recommend this movie. I do. If you love that kind of stuff. Not if you love it, but if you like that kind of stuff, like gory, scary, Japanese film in general, then I definitely do recommend this movie. But if you're not a fan of that kind of stuff and you're more into like regular horror and you don't really like the gory stuff, like, you know what I mean, then I would definitely not recommend this, obviously. But I do recommend The Pulse. I think The Pulse isn't that gory at all. I really don't think so. And I also think it's a really well-made horror film. Yeah, The Pulse is definitely fire, and I do heavily recommend that. But back to the Suicide Club, I think it was very confusing at certain points. Wasn't really, I don't know. When I watch that kind of stuff, I tend to have to like watch happy things after. It's very weird to me. But like I said, it's a well-made horror film in general. I think my favorite part of the whole film is definitely the music in it. I think is very good. Even one of the people that actually were killing people and the one that was stepping on the animals actually sung a song that was really good, and I was like, well, this is nice, this is a good song actually, like genuinely. And I think the music in general is very cool, and I think I like the premise of it, and the actual, like, the possibility that these people are literally controlling their followers' minds just through a song and just through like subliminal messaging, and that's like a cool concept. And so I really do like that. I think my least favorite part about the movie is where he's stepping on the animals. I think it's just a little like too like, all right, we get it, you're a fucked up person, but because he's just stepping on the animals like straight up, and he's not even like the person that did it wasn't even like the main person that's actually doing everything. He was just like, he's just distracting everybody from the actual main source of the problem of all the suicides. Yeah, that was my least favorite part when he was doing that. That's it. I think everything else was cool. Obviously it's an old movie, so the gore is not going to be like crazy realistic. I don't even know why you would want that, to be honest. But the blood is a little practical, which is cool. I think the first scene was a little exaggerated though, because they all jumped in front of the train, and then the train ran through, and then it's just like gallons of blood spilling everywhere. Which, now that I think about it, is not as exaggerated, but I think it was a little like I don't really know. So if you do easily get queasy and stuff like that, then I wouldn't watch this movie honestly at all. There was a couple scenes where I was like kind of like disgusted. I mean, there's like one scene where basically they have this like skin, they like cut skin and wrap it around into like this foil, and it was like this thing, and then they put it in like a purse. It was like nasty, but it's pretty good. I think the effects are not bad, but yeah, I don't know. Those are most of my thoughts about this movie. Also, another thing that I think I forgot to say, like I said before, I'm pretty sure these aren't like hard reviews, so it's just my opinion and thoughts. Like, it's not gonna be me critiquing much, and it's not gonna be me like explaining to you the whole basis of the story and like the general theme of the story or anything like that. These are literally just like mini reviews and just my thoughts in general about the film or whatever I'm talking about. Um, if you want me to start scaling it, maybe in like a 5 out of 10, or like you know what I mean, something like that, I will. But I think for now, I'm just gonna give my opinions and thoughts. Yeah. Also, I forgot to say this. I know I said at the start of my video, at my introduction video on this YouTube channel, that I was gonna do more like analog horror and stuff like that. I'm trying to get into it, but honestly, as I made my Minari video and I started reading stuff, I feel more passionate about other things other than like analog horror, which I still am passionate about. But honestly, like, even though horror is still my favorite genre, I think I'm feeling more passionate about other things like books and movies in general, not just horror and not just analog horror. But I think I'm still gonna do that stuff. I think it is my favorite genre of media in general. So I think, yeah. Hopefully, I think more of this month I'm gonna focus on horror stuff. I mean, it's October, so why not? Although I'm in a place where fall never happens. I do miss it, and I do love fall. It's my favorite season. So, obviously, I love Halloween and horror and stuff. I think it was just made to be true. But yeah, I think I'm gonna try to do more videos on horror this month and analog horror this month. But if not, I still want to do other videos on like regular movies and books maybe, and just stuff like that in general. But yeah, but it's gonna be like a good movie. I'm not gonna do a review on a movie I hate. So like, I don't know. There's no movies out there that I like crazy don't like, or like Joker 2. I'm not gonna do a review on that. I mean, I don't like musicals at all, so I would not like Joker 2, and I heard it's very bad. So yeah, I'm just not gonna do a review on that. Something like that. But yeah. Anyways, thank you for watching, and please like the video and subscribe for future content, please. If not, that's cool. But yeah, have a good day and goodbye.